how do the Seahawks still have a chance? Hey everybody, welcome back to another video. The Seattle Seahawks still have a shot at the playoffs. Shockingly enough, I honestly was thinking the season could possibly be over. I was 50-50 on it, but somehow the Seattle Seahawks came out with a victory against the Philadelphia Eagles. Well enough, Drew Lock came out and showed out and won the football game for the Seahawks. I said it before and I'll say it again. Geno, Drew Lock, I want to go with Drew Lock. Drew has more potential and he's a lot younger than Geno. And sure enough, he showed out. Going forward, it's going to be an issue at quarterback. Who should they start? Clearly, they're going to go Geno. But I think they should ride the hot hand and stick with Drew. But, I mean, really, looking at the next few weeks here, we've got a shot to make the playoffs still, somehow. Even with that big losing streak, we still have a shot at the playoffs. It's a 5-team race right now. Technically 4, but 5 because, again, it's a divisional game for the Bucks and Saints, but they're still the same record, so they still have a shot at the wild card and the division. But the 5 teams being the Bucks, the Rams, the Vikings, the Saints, and, of course, the Seahawks. Do I think the Seahawks can make the playoffs? Absolutely. Looking at the schedule, they've got a few easy teams for the remainder of the season. They've got coming up the Titans, Steelers, and the Cardinals. The Titans are having a QB issue right now. Their starting QB is out injured, and they're not a really solid team. Really, it's a Derrick Henry dependent team, so it's very beatable. On Pittsburgh's side of things, they are struggling too at the QB position, and they've had some issues inside the organization, so they're not really fluent and very consistent. So again, another easy game. And then Arizona, it's not going to be a walkover easy game. It's a divisional game, but again, a game that they can win. So Seattle can hold their own fate and possibly slide into the playoffs. But again, it's dependent on how they play, and then a couple small things would have to work in their favor, which looking at other teams' schedules can happen. And but yeah, I think Seattle could slip in to the playoffs, unless obviously something happens and they lose one of these games, and their playoffs hopes are out the window. Even though a few teams are ahead of them, like the Vikings and the Rams, they still have some tough games ahead of them. The Vikings having to play the Lions twice, the Rams still having to play the 49ers. There's some games up in the air that could really push one of those teams out and push Seattle in. Shockingly enough, this season's been kind of a disappointment in my eyes. If they make the playoffs, great. They're not going to go anywhere with how this team is playing unless some miraculous turnaround happens, but San Francisco's way too good. Philadelphia, even though they lost, they're not going to be an easy team to beat. And the Cowboys, they're still a really good team. So this conference is really down to those 3 teams. Detroit maybe could pull out a win or 2 in the playoffs, but Seattle, they could maybe get to the playoffs. I think they've got a really good shot, but other than that, it's down to those 3 teams. Well, do you guys think that the Seahawks are going to make the playoffs? Let me know in the comments below. I think that they can make it. There's a few teams, again, that they're in the race with. They have tougher schedules than Seattle does at the end of the season. And, again, let me know in the comments. Who do you think is going to start at QB, or who should start? I still say Drew Lock should start. But, again, knowing Seattle, they're going to go with Geno Smith. But, yeah, guys, let me know in the comments. And if you haven't already, hit that subscribe button. Help the channel out. We're on our path to at least try and get to 100 subscribers. But, yeah, guys, till next time.